Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I want to say it's early, but it's not that early, but I've been up since early. I got up, I did my first work block, which is what I normally do. So I usually get up around 5:30, do my first. I have coffee, obviously. We have coffee first thing, always. You know, I really did try and do the no caffeine first thing in the morning, but I haven't been successful with it. Here's the thing, I'm an 80-20 girl, so 80% of the time we do the hard things that we don't want to because they're good for us, but 20% of the time I don't need to suck 100% of the happiness out of my life. So we choose to keep the first thing coffee. We have water, pre-workout. I'm just getting ready to go, blah, 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 blah. I can't talk today. We have water and pre-workout. I'm just getting ready to go to the gym. This is kind of how I normally break my work days up. I like to do my first block first thing in the morning, and then from there, I like to get some activity, exercise. Anyone that works from home, strongly encourage you to break your day up with activity breaks, because if you're not leaving your house, you might go stir crazy. Or I think at one point I was getting socially kind of weird. Socially, we're gonna call it social spice. I was getting a dash of social spice because I just wasn't leaving the house as much and I was sitting for too long. And you know, when you're sitting at a computer, if anyone has a desk job or spends any time at a computer, you know what I mean. You start your day upright. Start your day here, have a nice straight back. And if you don't get up and move around, we get closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden you are one with the screen. You're almost in the screen. So we like to sit up. We like to make sure that we've got some space. And then I have one more work block, and then I will go outside, get some outdoor activity, get a little adventure in while the sun is up, and then I'll come back and do my final block for the day. My work blocks are usually kind of 3 to 4 hours. If you do the math on that, yes, most of my work days are somewhere between like 9 and 12 plus hours a day, but I absolutely love what I do, so I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I also do a few different things for work, so every day is different, if that makes sense, but I try and break it up into work blocks that kind of fit into different work buckets. So if I'm working on coaching clients, I have kind of that work bucket. If I'm working on social media, or if I'm working on content partnerships, it kind of just depends on what I'm working with, and then meetings kind of within those things. I also have a couple other businesses that still need me for certain things. So if I'm doing design work, different things like that, it just kind of depends. And I try and break those things up as well into what works best for my brain. So if I'm doing any creative work, I find I'm way more creative in the evening. So I try and save those things for later in the day. Whereas in the mornings, I find I'm a bit sharper. We try and do anything that's maybe a little bit more detail orientated first thing in the morning, because if we leave that till later, it just doesn't work as well later in the afternoon. Work with your brain, not against your brain. Know yourself and plan around it. Anyways, I'm just about to head to the gym here, so let's go get our workout in and then we'll be back. Just got home from the gym, did legs today, and I'm feeling plump. Anybody else do that, or is it just me? I think it might just be me. I might be the weird one. Anyways, I'm sweaty and absolutely disgusting, so I'm gonna take a shower and a cold shower, because you know we do that in the mornings. It also gets me through my next 2 productivity work blocks, which is real nice, which is why I like doing my first work block first thing in the morning. I know that this doesn't work for everyone. If you have a conventional 9 to 5, it's kind of hard to break your day up like this. But for me, I like to do my first work block first thing in the morning. So I still get up around 5 every morning, but my first work block, I'm usually done by like 8:39, which is lovely. And then from there, I work out, come home, take my shower. My legs are literally shaking here. Sorry. Go to the gym. Dying. Go to the gym, come home, take a shower and a cold shower, because they're good for us. That gives me some nice cold water dopamine that will usually push me through the rest of the day, which is nice. Have breakfast and get back to work. So let's take a cold shower and get back to it here. I wasn't kidding when I said my legs were shaking. I'm literally like an absolute bag of jello right now. It's okay, it was a good workout. Oh, I forgot to take these. Anybody else with medication really bad at being consistent with it? My ears started to bug me. I want to say it was after I went to Florida in the summer. So this was like months and months ago. I've never had an issue with my ears before, but when I got back, they really started to bug me, and they've kind of just been on and off. They always get worse whenever I'm flying, which I travel a fair amount for work, so that's not ideal. So I finally went to the doctor. Don't put those things off. It was such a simple little solution. It's nose spray, except you have to do it every day. Otherwise it doesn't work, you know? It's kind of like whitening strips. which by the way, I do always get lots of questions about my teeth. I do whitening strips fairly often. I usually will do kind of like a week or 2 weeks of them every 3 months or so, and then I'll just do them kind of like once a week or once every 2 weeks to kind of keep it up in between, because they do make your teeth kind of sensitive. So I definitely don't overuse them. Shower, cold shower, breakfast. After I'm done breakfast, then I will throw these on. Also, if you get home with a water bottle from the gym, wow, I'm just jumping all over the map. When you get home from the gym, if you still have anything left in your water bottle, chug it and then refill it. And then you got one bottle out of the way for the day. It's good for me. What I want right now is something cozy and warm out of the dryer, but you have to force your body to heat itself back up. Even those of us that do this all the time still make fun of it as we do it, because it's still not fun. The goal is not for it to be pleasant. The goal is just for you to have and develop the grit to get through it. Today's Today's post-workout meal is a Dave's Killer Bread epic everything bagel. These have 12 grams of protein in them. So much better than regular bagels. I know that people think it doesn't make a difference, but all of your ingredients do matter. They add up really quickly. So a meal that looks really similar can have completely different macros. Also, if you're still confused on the whole macro thing, it's kind of like, the best way I can explain it is they're like the utilities of your body. So it's kind of like the power, heat, and water for your body. So you want to make sure that you have the right split, because if you just have all of your taps running all day long, but it's freezing in your house, it won't be comfortable to live there. You want to make sure that you have your heat on, that you have power, you can have a hot shower when you want. So you need to make sure that you're doing the same thing to your body. Bagels in, and then I have egg whites. I did 3 egg whites, which is 21 grams of protein. So my egg whites and then my bagel is 33. I'm also having a little Chobani yogurt drink. This guy's another 10, so that's 43, which is perfect for a meal. You want to be kind of in that 35 to 55 per meal, depending on what your macros are and how many meals you eat a day and what your lifestyle and schedule are. I hate kind of saying all the preface with everything, but it does depend. Which is why if you've tried to do your macros in the past and it didn't work, or you were hungry, or you didn't feel great, it's probably because the split that you followed was for someone with a very different lifestyle, schedule, or goal than you. Absolute bare minimum, 35-ish 3 times a day. Bare minimum. Like very, very baby bare minimum. I know what you're thinking. Is there music playing? No, there isn't. I have to silently dance now because YouTube doesn't let me have music. It gets mad. Even though I've tried doing I have epidemic sound. I've tried doing the whole licensing thing so that you can use music and then you don't get your hand slapped, except it still seems to get mad at me. So we're just going no music in the videos until I get better at the tech side of this. Things I'm good at: health and wellness, nutrition, training, outside adventures. Things I'm not good at: tech. Let me reword that. It's Happy Positive Boot Camp. Things that we are learning, because there's nothing that we are not good at. There's just things that we are less educated on at this current moment that we are now learning. We're getting better at. All of my friends would slap my hands for that because they know, they hear me say it all the time. So you gotta practice what you preach around here. Then we need some veggies. Always try and add some green things into your meals. Today we're just doing some sliced up cucumber. That did just happen. My goodness. Reduced fat, sharp cheddar. Yeah. In a quarter cup, there's 90 calories and 7 grams of protein, which is not terrible. 6 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs. That's pretty good macros. This meal's really adding up. I think we're at 50 now. I want it to melt, so I'm putting in the eggs. Okay, breakfast is ready. So good. I became one with my laptop, so it's time for a break. I am trying really hard to make sure that I give myself enough breaks throughout the day and I don't just like zoom into the screen there. So I am not quite done what I needed to get done in this work block. Not off the hook and ready to go for an adventure just quite yet, but we're gonna go for a quick 10-minute walk because honestly, 10-minute walks are so underrated. It's just a little refresh. It gives you just a change of scenery. If you work from home, or even if you have an office job, or if you are stuck on any problem in life, try going for a 10-minute walk outside. A little bit of fresh air, different perspective, some movement really does help you refocus. So we're gonna get outside and go do that quick and then hopefully get out for an adventure. When I say hopefully, I mean we are going to get out for an adventure. Girlie just needs to get this done here. So as soon as we're done, then we're good to go. Also, don't overcomplicate your walks. All you need to do is quite literally put a jacket on, put some shoes on, walk out your front door, okay? So let's get to it. This very light jacket and a vest will have to do because it is walk time and it's either this or a big puff. My best friend is mailing me a package this week and I'm probably gonna need her to like throw a jacket in, just like a light in between jacket, because somebody did bad math on that. It was me. Don't mind the sound of the washer. Oh my goodness. Don't mind the sound of the washer. Oh my goodness, I'm a potato. Okay, I just finished my work block there. We are gonna go outside. We're gonna go on a little walk. I think there's a sandy beach close. I just want to go see it, I guess, and then I'll go for a little meander there. I'm just checking out new areas. You know, when you're in a new area, you need to explore, so we're going to do that. Packed my journal because Girly needs to journal, and it's time for outside time. You know, when you move somewhere new and you spend the first little bit, you're always mapping everywhere, but then after a little bit of time, you go, I don't need the map. I know where I'm going. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. I was wrong. I was a little bit wrong. There's a bunch of construction here. It's that. It wasn't me. It was the construction. Right? Yes. Anyways, I think we're on the right track now. I laughed because when I mapped from the house, it said a few minutes, but then I thought, oh, I think I know where I'm going. I think I can just get there. So I was all confident. I don't need the map. Well, it appears I am over double the distance now. Not sure how I even accomplished that. Work today. What a wild concept. This was, in fact, more beautiful than I expected it to be. So incredible. I love spending time outside. You guys know that. Thanks for coming along on a little day in the life here. I hope that this was fun. Let me know if you like this kind of content, and I will try and do more little day in the life-ish style things. But I hope you have the best day, and I will see you in the next one.